Hey, real talk. Y'all remember the old games of Flash? Y'all remember them old ass Flash Gensai games that existed from back in the day? New people that's into anime and shit. Y'all know what we talking about. Y'all know nothing about the old Flash games, honestly. How do I know it? Because bitch, I was there. I shouldn't probably have been there at that time period, but I was there. I saw that shit. So I guess I'll just briefly give you a rundown of some of the games I remember that held up, or at least I remember still to the end of time of right now. And I won't mention Zontan at all when it comes to like the games that she was making at the time, because I mean everybody knows Zontan's games, right? Everybody know and seen them. Like it's not necessarily too surprising. Like Zone was a part of everybody's, past when it comes down to things we used to discover Flash shit, right? It's no secret, right? If I were to mention like one, obviously, or maybe mention like a favorite, which I've already made a video which I mentioned like a few favorites, honestly. I would say the one animation that I will always remember, and probably was my first animation I ever possibly ever seen, was Android 18 and Cell, which that kind of like did things to me, but like in a way where I kind of hated Dragon Ball Z a little bit after watching it, because I'm like, why is she just letting this happen? That bitch ass mother effer, like why? It doesn't make any kind of sense. But then it's like, well, if I was Cell, I would have kind of done the same damn thing. Second one is Reiko, obviously. That was also like a very good one, honestly. Even though Reiko died in a motorcycle accident according to Zone's lore, which is some nonsense. Bring Reiko back from the dead. You got Dragon Balls. You can find some way. There's a way to bring Reiko back from the dead. If not, then I'm just gonna keep pounding Reiko in my world. It's what it is. I think I still have Reiko's card. I think I do. But Reiko was always fine. She was always fine. Always wanted to clap that. So it is what it is. And then I would say more recently, of all her animations that I discovered, I would say the one of Wakfu. That was like a one I discovered like last year, and that shit, and I know it was like around for like a long period of time, but I just never sat down to watch it because I was just like, well, what even is the show? I don't even know anything about the show. Watched it and I'm like, damn, the green haired chick, she is definitely fine. She is definitely fine, and I would definitely like to do some things. So that's like another favorite of mine now, if I had to say anything. Outside of Zone's animations, what else is there? There's a few things. Like there's like the Kasumi Rebirth game that was out there, where you could just hold up Kasumi into some ropes and stuff, and kind of do some things with that. I never really understood how to play the game, and I still don't necessarily understand how to play it, but that was always fun. I just like how her titties kind of just bounce out of her shirt and whatever, and that was nice. There was like an old ass game where you had to box like a kangaroo chick or something like that and just block her hits, but even though she was hella difficult to block sometimes, and basically the more you block, the more you tire her out, you beat her ass, and then you strip her of her clothes and just go into town once you finish everything, right? And that was like a decent Flash game as well, right? It wasn't anything too crazy, right? Outside, it was just a kangaroo chick just fighting you for some reason, but that was also like a decent game. Now, we talking about games that I really, really remember. One of those was like, what was it called? Campus Sluts, I think. That was like another game too, right? That was like one of those games I absolutely remember. Even though, like, sure, it doesn't necessarily make sense for what it was, but it was still like, dang, I'd clap her. Like, she looking pretty damn fine, honestly. Maybe not my first choice from today's standards and today's selections and stuff, but would clap. Would definitely clap. Without hesitation, without any type of waiting time, would definitely clap, honestly. I kind of wish there was some more material on her. I'm not going to necessarily lie. She's still kind of fine. Lady was literally like, oh, first time I come into the damn game, I either get to suck off the Indian cat man, and he's talking about how good this is better than his goats, which is why I have no idea why that's a thing, or basically run out without paying and then get put in the back of a police car and essentially getting the double ride, and that's like a thing, right? Then you need to get keys to your dorm room, which you needed to get all 3 keys, I think, so you can like get to your dorm room, and you have to do certain things for certain people and stuff like that, right? And everybody kept calling her like Sherry. I think her name was like Sherry, if I'm not mistaken, but everybody keeps saying, oh, like Cherry. Like, that joke is not funny, bro. Calm down. But still, she was kind of fine again. I still clap. Sigma versus Omega. Now that one's like a I feel like that was like a type of thing because like it was okay for what it was, but it was not that great. Like the animations of it was honestly downright horrendous. It was not necessarily good, right? I've seen better animations during this time period than what they provided. However, the only reason why I remember this damn animation is two things. One, every time there was a scene transition, the squirrels on the damn tree were always doing it, and it was just like, okay, why? And then Omega herself, right? Now she's like the emo chick before all emo chicks, right? She's like one of the pioneers of this shit that people probably have forgotten over the course of time. And I'm not gonna necessarily lie. Again, she's kind of busted looking in the animations that she's in, but if you look at the dojins that is out there, she looks a lot better. The only animation I think I remember was like, I think it was like an animation where Omega was tricked to go down to like some secret place to get some treasure or some shit, and then it ended up getting gangbanged by like a whole bunch of people that Sigma set up for her, which that was like the only thing I remember. And the last one I remember was honestly one I wish people kind of still thought about to this day and kind of would make a little bit more material of, you know, and it actually had somewhat of a story even though it was kind of confusing, which was Three-Way. Three-Way might have been the best damn animation at the time. I'm not gonna necessarily hold you. Way back in the day, before all the future animation Zone would make, this one would probably be the one I like the most. Just because the girls look fun and they all look different. They all have their own, you know, unique type of thing about them and stuff. And that was fun. The only thing I hate about it was just everybody else, right? Everybody else was either ugly as shit or they just was not it in the slightest, right? Like the nun wasn't it. The dominatrix chick was looking like a dude, so I didn't necessarily care. The main antagonist bad guy just looked like a straight up penis head, and I didn't necessarily like that either. And then you also had like, I guess, what, the grunts looking kind of basic and boring too. The only people that we're talking about is the main three girls, Melody, Trix, and Cherry, I think, right? Is that their name? And I ain't gonna necessarily lie to you. Looking back at these characters, they I'm not gonna lie. I think Melody and Trix might have been my favorite ones. I think Melody more so because she just looks super cute, honestly. So that was like a thing that I would have for myself a long time ago. So I like Melody because she was cute. Trix honestly just looked kind of like, I don't know. She looks like the tomboy type character, but also she looks super fine as well. So it's like, okay, we can deal with that. That's also good. But honestly, Cherry, she just reminds me of literally just Rias. I'm not gonna hold you. She gives me Rias like vibes. Like, oh, what if Rias was just like in this city and honestly had nothing to do but just suck off people every day? This is what Rias would be. I'm not gonna hold you. Right? But definitely, when it comes down to things, I still like these girls, and they still one of my favorite, you know, old animation of characters that I still like, honestly. I don't necessarily, again, see anything about these characters, because it has been a long time. This was like in the 06 eras of things. Maybe a little bit earlier. No, actually, it might be a little bit in that time period. It might be. But still, nonetheless, this was like the girls I honestly liked when it came down to everything. Right? Cherry, Melody, and Trix. Not gonna necessarily lie. Still like Melody to this damn day. Kind of want to go back and kind of like redraw them or maybe put them in Kokatsu or something like that. Definitely would probably do something similar, honestly. But we'll see. Maybe if I just have some time, maybe I might build them. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, when it comes down to things, that's essentially all I have for you for this one. So hopefully you did enjoy. If you did, be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification on your way out. Also, tell me in the comments, what Flash game do you remember from back then? Because there's a fair amount of them that I do not remember at all, or have never really seen. But there's a few of them that I did see, so we'll see. But anyway, comment down below for which one you remember the most. And also follow me on Twitter and pay attention to the Patreon as well, because we did upload something new. So be sure to check that out as well. And until then, it's your boy Jay, signing off. Have a blessed day.